recording. Hello, Alan. This is Joshua. Hi, Joshua. Happy to be here. It's been a while. We've had some brief communications over the past couple of weeks, but it's kind of nice to have a full-on channeling session. So you want to know the deepest and most helpful message that we can give you at this point in time. So it's not a coincidence that you have chosen Chinese New Year as the day to reconnect with us, because this is in fact a significant day in a very significant year. You already know the significance of the year 2020 with that dual number, and you are tapping into the significance of that February 2nd, which further enhances that dual number duality. And it's also a double year for the Chinese New Year, in that it's a leap year for Chinese New Year, as well as being a leap year for the Western calendar. And it's the beginning of the 12-year cycle for the Chinese New Year as well. So there's all kinds of things that are coming together this year. And one could say, that that's just a coincidence, that we have all of these dual numbers and some new beginnings. But as you know, there are no coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. There are no accidents. This is not an accident that all of these things are coming together this year. Now, what this means with all of these coming togethers, these significances, these special numeric values that are being represented in this particular calendar year, means that it is indeed a very powerful year for change, for taking hold of one's life and moving it in a very positive direction, both at the individual level and at a global level, both for individuals, for societies, for everyone on this planet, and for the planet itself. All of these things are coming together in this very significant year of 2020, and this special Chinese New Year as well. So that's the most important message, and I think you have a sense of that, but we kind of doubt that you really understand just how deeply valuable, how deeply important this is. Now, there are people on your planet who will not recognize this, or will poo-poo it, or consider it not truly significant, just something that happened to happen. It's not a really big deal. And it's unfortunate, because that particular type of attitude really does not tap into the energy of this powerful transition period. It does not tap into the opportunities that are offered in this powerful transition period. And so what we want you to do is to not do that. In fact, as much as you can, you need to celebrate this year. You need to show how you see the significance of these numerologies that are coming together. And you should not be afraid to share that. Social media, wherever and whenever you have an opportunity. And you will have opportunities to demonstrate to others that there is something significant here, that there are ways of enhancing one's personal empowerment towards the type of world, the type of universe that most everyone wants, but so many people, they want it, but they have so many barriers within themselves to achieving that. And this is a year when a lot of those barriers can be removed or at least lessened to a huge, huge degree. On the other hand, if some people were to ignore this, the value of this year, those barriers could possibly even strengthen because it is a powerful year. In your reality, you get what you concentrate on. If you believe that this is a year of transition, that transition will take place. However, if you do not believe that, if you push those kinds of thoughts out of your mind, then it's equally possible that the barriers that prevent someone from moving into that transition will also be significantly more powerful. And so that is why many of the prognostications for the coming year, the forecasts for the coming year that you've been listening to on YouTube from various channelers, talk about how this is going to be a rough year. It's going to be a year of extremes in climate, extremes in politics, extremes in society in many levels, such as the virus that's happening in China right now. There are going to be extremes because there are those who have the empowerment this year to move the planet in a positive direction, and there are those who are equally empowered to move the planet in the opposite direction. And that results in extremes. It results in really good and it results in really bad. Of course, good and bad, those are human value judgments that the level of source, at the level of all of that is, doesn't really exist. For at that level, the good and bad are both interesting experiences that give deeper insight into who source, who all that is in this physical reality. For most people who are embedded in physical reality, it's going to be a year of significant extremes. The best advice we can give is to focus on those extremes that are in the positive and do everything that one can do to support what you, in your value system, this value system that you've adopted in this reality, the physical reality, feel is most important. And to push that, to support that, to give that all of your love and energy, and those things will materialize. The less energy you give to things that are opposed to your value system, the less those things will become manifested, become evident within your personal existence. That doesn't mean they'll disappear on the planet, but in the reality that you are living through, they will be far less significant. And over time, in that way, you will be able to shift the planet that you experience into the higher vibration, higher quality of life that you seek and that is predicted as possible by so many of the channelers that are speaking on this topic these days. Of course, that particular transition, which many see as inevitable, and in many ways it is inevitable, the more you believe it is inevitable that the planet Earth, the entire planet, which means the physical planet itself and all of the entities on that planet, will be moving into this higher state, what most people refer to as the fifth dimensional state, which will be very different from your third dimensional state, where you're constantly struggling with physical reality. In the fifth dimensional state, you're not really struggling with physical reality. You're aligned with physical reality, and physical reality is supportive of who you are and who you want to be. And you are totally aware that you create that physical reality through your thoughts, through your desires, through your actions. And so in the fifth dimensional reality, you are still a physical human being. This is somewhat unique, as you've heard, to be a physical human being in the fifth dimensional reality. But you have mastered the ability to manipulate your reality, to create your reality, to reflect the positive values and belief systems that you hold. And in order to do that, you really have to have a strong conviction deep within yourself that you do believe in these higher values. What for today's channeling we're referring to as positive human values, the values of treating every person with love, of treating every entity on your planet with love. And that includes treating yourself with love. That is where your reality is moving. Now, as you know, reality consists of multiple realities. There is no one reality. In fact, reality is infinite. And what you are experiencing is one moment in one reality of an infinite number of realities. Infinite means infinite. It means no boundaries. There is no total number of realities. And from moment to moment, you are shifting from one reality into the next reality. And that is where you get the sense of time. Your sense of time is basically comparing the present moment reality with the previous moment reality. And then you move into the next one. You can't stop moving. You are constantly moving. That's just the nature of existence. And each reality has its own past, and each reality has its own present, and each reality has its own future. However, the transitions from one moment of reality into the next moment of reality, the differences are usually extremely minimal. The differences are such that you feel there's a continuity. And that's the way your physical reality was structured, as well as in many of the other realities that's structured very similarly. That you feel like there's really a consistent reality, that it's not just one moment reality and then moving into another moment reality, when in fact that's how existence really is. And so when we talk about your planet moving into a higher state, a higher vibration, what's really happening is that you are making the decision in each moment to move from a lower vibration reality into a higher vibration reality. And you're making that decision every moment. And the difference between the lower and the higher vibrations are very small. They're very minimal. And so almost imperceptible. However, if you look back in time, over a period of time, you can probably see that there has been a transition, a change. So basically, you are moving your entire planet through what you do. And there are other people in your life, of course, such as Mabel, who's sitting here, who is also doing this. You have an agreement at a higher level. Your higher inner selves have an agreement to do these things together. She has her own reality that is actually completely separate from yours, but you reflect each other within the realities that you've created. And as you move into each incremental steps towards a higher vibrational reality, she's also moving with you because you do have this agreement at your higher self level to do this. Now, there are infinite realities. So there's like an infinite number of different directions that you could go from one moment to the next, and they all exist. So it is possible to go from a higher level of reality to a lower level of reality. to go from a level of reality that's closer to source, which is the type of reality that you're seeking to move towards, to a reality that is further from source. That is the type of reality that I think that you are trying to avoid. And that's totally possible. And there are people, there are entities that are sharing your current reality, your current globe, that will make that decision for reasons of their own. Each moment, the physical reality that you're experiencing is shared with a number of other entities, and they're all making these decisions into which direction they're moving. But as you move forward, as you move into this higher reality, you will gather around you more and more other humans, entities, that are in agreement with that, that also at the higher level, at their inner level, are cooperating with you and joining together to create this new world. It's a huge creative process. In fact, all of life is a creative process. But this type of creation is one that's based on love. It's based on the heart, not on the mind. It's based on moving that heart-based reality that you are seeking, that you are already embracing to a large degree. Just moving that forward, just opening your heart more and more to others, to everything that you encounter. Everything that you encounter is a reflection of yourself. It's a part of yourself. And when we talk about loving yourself, that means loving everything that you encounter. That is the way you will move this physical world into a higher vibration, into a world in which love is known to be the common denominator, the common thing that holds everything together. This is a world that's based on the heart, not on the mind. The mind is secondary to this. That is the opportunity that the year 2020 offers more than any year previously, especially for you. That is what's emerging through this year of dualities. There is this duality, the duality of the positive, the duality of the negative, and you need to consciously make the choice to move into the positive, into the heart reality. Okay, so I'm going to close with that. And as usual, we love your physical reality. It's an amazing year. It's going to be an amazing year for you guys. It's going to be an amazing year for your planet. Just hold on. Don't be drawn down by the negative energies that are taking place, and just open your hearts totally to the positive energies. We love you, and we'll see you next time. Thank you, Joshua. We love you too.